Assalamualaikum. So today we continue our debrief sikit lagi, and then maybe we go through part of the revision punya course. Fair enough. Before I go into the session, I just want to check something from my student. Have you watched the video that I sent on specimen 2 debrief? Tengok muka Adam confused. Adam? Respond? Sebab tu buat kamera.
Tak tengok lagi.
Tak tengok. Tahu wujud tak?
Ada.
Tahu wujud lah. Bila mau tengok orang-orang macam ni? Nazira tengok dah? Ada?
Yang spesimen tu kan?
Spesimen tu.
Dah.
Apa you belajar?
Cara ada certain soalan yang macam saya tak faham ke, bila saya tengok tu lagi clear lah.
Kan? Alright. You have to understand, ada benda I buat, ada benda tak buat. Okay, something I can do. Because that student is not from us. It's actually budak tu dekat UK. Dia hantar kat I, so I mark je lah. So I gelak dia, faham macam ni kan? Orang UK tu macam tu kan? But then lepas dia dapat tu, dia tengok, oh, baru dia tahu apa silap. Fine lah. So again, specimen 2 and specimen 1 sebenarnya, you tak boleh buat exam. You boleh cuba buat untuk belajar. Tetapi buat exam 4 jam, tak akan lepas. Tak akan lepas lah. Itu sebab dia too much for you. Okay, memang tak boleh buat lah, mengarut lah, penipu punya. Okay, but then again, soalan dia bagus. Some quality question are there. Cuma it's very confusing. So what I did in my video was, I try to make it simpler and try to form the answer according to our standard. The easy marks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 lah, isn't it? Siapa suruh tunggu dekat meeting room? I suruh lock. Menteri mana menteri? Check lah siapa lambat ni. Alright. So again, you have to understand, the question are confusing. Satu, question confused. Nombor 2, answer pun confusing. Alright. Especially apa? Internal control tu kan? Macam ni? Mengarutnya. And then dia bagi spreadsheet tu kan? So hopefully my debrief tu to make it easier for you to understand. Ada sebabnya. That particular satisfaction survey punya soalan kan? Belum pernah keluar exam. Faham tak? Sebab belum pernah, so I kena buat. So I do that to make it easier for you to understand. Nak cari point di mana and then nak check jawapan. Does it make sense my way? Kan? But then again, you all tak tengok pun. Sedih Busy, too busy. I tak tahu lah apa dia buat more than 24 hours dah. Okay, satu. Nombor 2, I hantar you video on what? V-coaching, right? Kan? Value investing coaching, right? Dia ada banyak video kan? I think around 20 videos kot. Dah tengok berapa? Ezrin, berapa dah tengok? Hilang Ezrin.
Tak tengok lagi, sir.
Saya tanya, okay, not ask you lah, what ask you. Aiman dah tengok belum? Tak tengok juga, ya Allah. Can I try one more? Farina tengok dah belum? Belum juga, ya Allah. Siapa dah tengok? Siapa sudah tengok? Please tell me. Tak ada. Okay, tak apa. Saya doakan sempat tengok saya depan ya. Alright. Macam ni the reason why I gave you that one, because this guy, he would talk about a particular company in different industry. Dia akan beritahu business model. Yang you kena belajar tu dalam kelas tu, dia beritahu each business model. And each company tu, dia ada different business model. And then dia beritahu what are the SWOT element affecting the company. And then dia beritahu dia punya internal staff, governance. Dan dia beritahu dia punya financial review. Everything dia buat tu is actually SBL. Kalau dia dah buat, kenapa I kena buat? Betul tak? So, I susah-susah cari video tu, artikel bagi you tengok. You buat apa? Just to share lah. Apa you buat sekarang, ada sama apa dia orang buat itu. Okay. I buat benda sama. I still do the same thing. I do more. You tak minta pun. I bagi. I buat. Betul tak? I bagi, suruh tengok. You apa? Too busy. Okay lah. Tak apalah. So, don't blame me after this. I buat terus terang. So, quite sad lah. Nobody does anything to Well, for your future lah kan. Okay, never mind. Itu you punya sendiri. Dah habis dah. So I hope lepas ni tak apa nak buat lah. Next, as you request, we are going to do something, right? We are going to do the question number 2. Is it not question 2? Question 2, okay. Before I start, can somebody tell me what is the issue about question 2? Mana punya ni? Tak jumpa. Yes, ada isu tak question 2? Apa masalah question 2? Hello. Tak ada masalah.
Macam mana nak relate? So,
Macam mana nak relate? Macam mana nak relate? So let's look at question 2, the requirement. So please tell me, ingat all the requirement I buat dia punya answers apa? Question setup betul tak? Correct? The other questions, the other requirement I buat setup, I underline here and there whatever kan? Betul tak? So now you tell me what should I do? Terbalik pula. Satu ni you tunjuk saya apa nak buat. Come, what do I do here? What do I underline? What do I focus on? Tell me. Hello. Tolong jangan revert back jadi bisu . Okay, you jadi bisu dan you menyesal nanti.
Bagaimana cari verb sir?
Apa verb dia?
You evaluate.
Mana verb dia? Ada ke? Tengah-tengah. Oh, evaluate. Okay, next one.
Lepas tu dia cakap how FM could make use. So kalau could make use, plus je lah.
Okay. Apa tu? Apa? Apa lagi?
Yang slides format.
Slides. Okay. Apa lagi?
PSM communication skill.
Communication. So why is this important to me right now?
Kena make it clear.
Why is it important to me right now?
Waktu tulis jawapan tu.
Okay. Communication to convey the use of CSF, KPI and IR. Jawapannya ada tulis tak? Digunakan cara apa? Jawapan you tu. Your answer. You jawab benda lain kan? You bagi lecture. Betul lah. The other thing is that, kalau you ingat lagi, if the PSM is communication, if you do not answer in proper slide form, you lose all 4 marks. Because it is formatted. Do you still remember this one? Okay. So here, the finance director recently read an article in an industry journal that highlighted the widespread use of CSF, KPI and IR. Bila saya baca ni, saya pun carilah mana artikel tu. Rupa-rupanya tak wujud, kena tipu, aku rasam betul. Okay. She asked you to prepare 3 slides. Okay. To the senior management team. Okay. The presentation should focus on how, tengok, could look to make use of this one. Okay. When developing their strategy. Faham tak faham? So they want to develop strategy. How can they develop strategy? From the use of CSF, KPI, IR. Do you understand the question now? Different lah. Faham soalan dan tahu jawab lain. Kalau you tak faham soalan, I bagi jawapan you tak faham. Kalau you kata you faham soalan sekarang, oh dia nak suruh tunjukkan macam mana I guna CSF dan keluarkan satu strategi yang baru. How to do, kejap lagi I ajar. Sekali I tunjuk how to do, you tak faham what, gone. Sila tanya.
Strategi tu macam advantage ke lain?
Strategi. Okay, Naim. You nak pass exam, apa strategi kamu?
Train lah.
Nak train KTM. Please be more specific guys. Please kena SBR kena specific. You jangan bagi satu kataan.
Do homework, revise, consult dengan lecturer.
Okay. So I would say kalau nak pass exam, Strategi dia apa? I take out my CSF. Okay. Currently, I dah okay dekat PESTEL. So, my strategy what? Carilah yang tak okay. Faham tak? POTOS 5 tak okay. My strategy what? Right now, I nak focus on POTOS 5 to make sure I boleh pass. Sebab PESTEL dah pandai. Nampak tak strategi? Okay. KPI, something simple. KPI, I try to focus on as a student lah. Kalau tak faham, tolong bagi tahu. KPI, I must answer the question within 4 hours. Betul? Tetapi, tak mampu lah kan, penat, lembik nanti kan. Buat seminggu sekali pun dah tunggal langgang. Tak apa. But I can use time management for each requirement. Betul tak betul? Kan? So, my KPI is, I have to make sure I pass each requirement yang I nak test myself for study purposes. Okay? Pass the requirement within the specified time. Maksudnya apa? Soalan 10 markah, I cannot spend more than 20 minutes to get more than 6 marks. Does it make sense? Is that KPI? Anybody? Siapa tak faham? Siapa masih tak faham? Yang I cerita tadi how tau. How. What to do lah. Ni how. Okay? So last is IR. IR tak tahan lah ni. IR. IR ni sebab you kan company, you individual. Let me see. Ada. IR. You want to show the stakeholders that you memang berpotensi jadi ACC affiliate. So apa you buat? You siapkan you punya homework, you update. You ada file, folder soalan yang dah buat sebelum buat, berapa kali dah buat. You ada listing soalan apa? Specimen 1, you attempt, first attempt, second attempt, third attempt. Itu semua bukti. Bukti tu kena dokumentkan. Siapa tengok? Parents tengok, lecturer tengok, stakeholder nampak. Stakeholder kata, bagus anak aku, doakan insyaAllah boleh pass. Itu IR. So, itu in your real life yang you kena buat. Of course, tak buat pun kan? Okay, tak apa. Tapi I cakap, you kena buat . It's not too late. So, now kita bawa story ni kepada case study. Are we okay? Now, itu cerita hari tu hari ni. How many of you masih tak faham case study? I tengah ada mak sakit hati sekarang ni, tak? I sakit perut sekarang ni. Pergi cerit bilik tu. Sakit perut tu jamban boleh ada ubat. Ni sekarang hati sakit. Hati sakit, siapa mahu kasih ubat? Tak boleh makan ubat? Tahu tak? Macam heart attack aku. I baca repeaters memang I nak koyak kepala dia orang lah kan. Nak cabut tu tak apalah, dah repeaters bodoh. But this is my student. I only mark yang panjang saja. Do you agree? Takkanlah you bagi 5 muka surat I nak mark. Buka-buka, you buat seplan saja. Buang masa tak? Kan? If you answer a lot, then I will mark your papers and I'll say what's wrong here and there. And to do better lah. Sama je macam yang I buat specimen 1, specimen 2 tu. Alright? So my plan was to mark 8 of you, 8, and then buat video. Lepas tu baru hantar dokumen. Bila dah buat 4 tu kan, I tak boleh. I cakap I kena hantar dulu dokumen tu. For the students to realise that they are not well off. Kalau tidak, tak dapat apa, dia ingat, tak apa, sempat lagi. Ada one student tu kata apa tau? So, I need help lah. Tapi boleh tak kita jumpa later? Later mungkin next month ke? Sebab I nak study dulu. Tak ke bodoh? I tulis itu see me immediately. I nak bantu. Dia kata apa? Tak apalah sir, saya nak test dulu, nak buat sendiri dulu. Then kita jumpa next month. Cakap senang. Best tak? So, adakah perangai itu kat sini juga? Jawapannya, mestilah ada. Itu your future. Tetap betul? Okay, you guys are wasting my time marking your papers, you know. I suka mark paper. Tak kisah. Tetapi bila benda I dah ajar, macam soalan 4, tak apa-apa dia buat. Sedih ya? Soalan 4 risk right? Ada cover dalam kelas tu? Jawapan pun dah bagi. Dia bagi apa? Summary of the question. Ada forex risk tu? Mana main forex aku tak tahu. Jangan gelak. Sedih. Sedih I nak nangis. Pasal apa? I rasa I salah ajar orang. Kau asal ajar tak betul. You belagak je pandai. Careful lah. Not happy. Not nice. Okay, next one. Okay, that's it. So, easy marks here. So, dia kata apa? To help you, dia bagi copy of the mission statement. I buka apa? Ya Allah, dah buat apa? Tak faham. Nothing. Isn't it? So please understand, in the exam, there will be at least one question yang tidak ada exhibit. It's common. Okay, kalau tak perasan lagi, bagi tahu lah, ni revision. Sepatutnya dah perasan. Akan ada, tidak ada exhibit. Okay. Ini cerita apa ni, tak lah. Tada, untuk apa ni aku tak tahu. Bla 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 bla. The only thing sebab point ni dah ada kat depan, so tak kisah sangat. The only thing I can extract from here is that dia ada business ethics, ethical sourcing, okay, and then community. So itu dia punya value. This value sama tak sama dengan value normal supermarket? Taklah, sebab dia kooperatif lain Okay, abaikan saja. So right now, dia tanya apa? Dia punya critical success factor. I think I should go straight to my answer plan je lah. No. Okay. So slides format, 3 pieces. Define each of those jargons. Define tak define? Ada tak define? Kenapa tak define? Yes, my dear. Kenapa? Dia dah bagi kan? Dia sebut CSF, KPI, IR beberapa kali dalam case study tu kan? Betul tak? Kenapa tak define? 1 mark free. I did say kalau susah sangat, ada markah free. Faham tak faham? So sayanglah kan dia tak buat. So referring to the requirement, you need to explain how to use CSF, KPI and IR to develop strategy and not just to state those elements. Most of you cuba state and then discuss the element. KPI should be like this. KPI should be like that. How to use KPI to create strategy or how to monitor strategy. Okay, let's hope you faham. Now, so I have 3 of this. So this is my notes konon-kononnya. Okay. Tulis apa ni? Aku tak ingat. I buat semua ke? Okay, tak apa. So what is CSF? Farina? Saja tanya. Dah jawab kan? What is CSF? Oh, tak ada suara. Okay. Irdina Rosli, what is CSF? Ada suara ke ni? Am I talking to myself? Oh, tak dengar juga. Cakap.
How to ensure success in the company?
Berapa markah you nak? Tulis tu.
1.
Kosong lah. Ada tak? Okay, ini you punya kat situ. So kalau I punya slide, dia akan tulis apa? Definition of CSF. One of the CSF is what? They are right now number 1 in the customer service. Okay? So you define and then you bagi sekarang apa dia punya CSF yang tetap ada. Okay? Lepas tu nombor 2 apa? They are also using ethical sourcing principle. That is also part of the CSF. Next one what? They need to generate a new CSF. Itu strategi dia. Okay? Maybe the new CSF will be what? Having more organic product in their supermarket. Okay, next one. You define KPI. Example KPI mungkin profit of 10%. Another KPI is what? Having number 1 in the customer service punya kategori, kan? And this KPI yang last tu is to complement the new CSF. Tadi kita apa? CSF kata apa? To have more organic product in their store, betul? Can you measure? Boleh kan? Measure lah the percentage of organic product supplied against total product supplied in the supermarket. Is that not a KPI? And then IR. Tak tahan ni. Okay, you define IR sikit. You really have to relate to the 6 capital and you need to inform stakeholders. Apa dia cerita dia nanti. Okay. I will finish this one. Kalau tak faham, sila tanya. First one, ethical sourcing. Is it a CSF? Definitely. Ni discussion lah. Yes, it is. Is this enough? Logically, tak cukup. You kena buat lagi. By right, if a company has more CSF, maksudnya apa? Stop treating my session as a lecture.
Lagi banyak areas to focus. Key areas.
Kalau company tu lebih banyak CSF, lagi hebat dia punya CA. Faham? Okay, ni bukan benda baru. Okay, next. So is it enough? Tak cukup. Therefore, your job is what? To try to give a new CSF to the company to create as their strategy. Sebab strategi dia sekarang, how they function is that dia kena ikut apa? Ethical sourcing. Betul? Kan? And apa? Dia punya strategi what? Number one in customer service. Itu strategi dia untuk tarik pelanggan. What other strategy can they create to be their CSF? Itu jawapannya kejap lagi. Nombor dua, KPI must be meaningful. Okay, it helps management to focus on what needs to be done. Because what KPI, they measure the CSF. And then you kena bagi example. Okay. Lepas tu, IR, better communication stakeholders, broader scope, then financial reporting. They can promote, dalam IR, dia boleh promote the CSF of FM on ethical sourcing. Sebab tanpa IR, adakah orang akan tahu yang FM gunakan ethical sourcing? Dia orang tak tahu. Dia orang tak tahu. Okay, so ethical CSF is something to communicate to stakeholders, right? One way to do it is what? To inform this idea within under one of their 6 capital on this case. So now I bagi jawapan. Hopefully you faham. Kalau tak faham, sila tanya. Jangan belagak faham. CSF is something that the player does well, highly valued by customer and difficult to be imitated by competitors. 1 markah. Itu adalah definition CSF. The company has good CSF such as customer service and ethical sourcing principle. Sekarang dia ada ni. So that's your strategy to remain relevant. Right now, to further improve the operation. Maksudnya apa? Buat strategi baru untuk lebih hebat. Perhaps the company can focus on CSF of selling more organic product in their stores. Is it similar or new? No respond. Okay, tak apa.
Ini gunakan sebab additional.
Ya, tak ada kan? Tak mention dia kan? Okay. Ini dah how to create strategy. This is it. So the new strategy what? To have more organic product in their store. So first they have to put them under CSF. Kalau berjaya baru strategi berjaya, betul tak? Next one, KPI. Kita cakap what is KPI? KPI is a form of measurement to measure CSF. Needs to be changed from time to time, reflecting learning curve. You belajar ni dalam apa? Apa ni? Apa yang bagi KPI tu? Topik apa? Bukan life cycle, apa dia? CBS? BSC? Balance scorecard. Do you still remember balance scorecard? FAB apa? Oh, angguk. Ingat tak ingat? Angguk je. You pernah dengar FAB, you pernah dengar apa? Scorecard tapi tanya tak tahu. Betul tak? Bukan salah saya. Okay. So a common KPI would be profit margin for a business. The customer service rating could also be a KPI. Do you agree? Kita tunjuk example yang sekarang ni dia punya current strategy. Dah ada KPI pun. Tetapi kalau new KPI on the new CSF, maybe what? A new KPI could be created. Okay? Such as the amount of organic products sold by FM compared to their total product sold. The higher, the better. Betul tak? The higher the amount of organic product means what? Dia punya CSF stronger. Do you agree? So kalau you ada CSF tanpa KPI, how can it be success? You cannot measure. Soalan? So far, CSF, KPI, senang susah nak faham?
Senang, tapi sebab nak relate tu saya kena consider.
Takut
nanti boleh bagi point, tapi nanti bila masuk dekat KPI tak tahu macam mana explain ataupun nak relate.
Tak apa. Tapi dapat markah dah kat CSF.
Oh, tapi walaupun explanation dekat KPI tak, macam tak, okay.
Dia dapat markah juga. Yang salah salah lah. Daripada tak buat terus. Buat terus salah. You kena tahu how to do first. Alright. The next one will be this one. Definition of IR. Tak payah buat lah ya. You buat sendiri ya. It is able to communicate the CSF and KPI to the stakeholders to help in creation of value. IR kerja dia apa? Untuk create value. Itu cerita dia. CSF and KPI can be reflected within the social or environmental capital. Betul tak betul? We are having a new product, bla bla bla. Tak kat mana? Kalau IR, kita ada new product, nak letak kat mana? We have to inform the stakeholder, right? Di mana mau letak?
Kat capital mana ke maksud saya?
Yeah. The company is going to create a new product in the next 6 months. Namanya kereta kancil. Okay. That particular information dia nak letak di mana? Dalam dia punya six capital. Tekar lah. Six capital banyak. Okay, kalau tak tahu tak apa. Fikir yang bukan dulu. Dia tak betul letak kat mana. Senang. Try to reverse. Otak kena fikir.
Bukan human.
Bukan human. Okay, good. Bukan human. Dah bagus. Lagi? Bukan?
Bukan intellectual.
Bukan intellectual. Okay, lagi. Bukan?
Bukan natural.
Bukan natural. Good. Lagi? Tiga lagi. Bukan financial. Okay, dah. 3-2 lagi. 3-2. Jeng.
Manufacturing, sir?
Manufacturing. No.
Bukan manufacturing.
No. It should be social lah. You ada produk baru. You nak beritahu kepada pelanggan mah. Untuk kemudahan pelanggan kita, kita ada produk kereta baru yang energy efficient untuk keluarga kecil. Namanya kereta kancil. You letak dalam social capital. Do you understand? Kalau you cannot answer the right answer, apa jawapan dia? Look for the wrong answer. Pelik tak jawapan saya ni? Is it funny my way of thinking? Tapi logical kan? Kalau ada 6 tu, which of the 6 I don't know. Tetapi kalau tanya balik of the 6 mana bukan, you jumpa dah. So my job is actually to train your thinking process lain. So last kali kat sini, this would make what? Kalau issue of additional green product ditambah dalam dia punya store. Okay? And then apa lagi tu? Dia punya apa tu? So apa impact dia? On the strategy, impact on the strategy. This would make what? Suppliers and consumers aware of the ethical stance and it may increase what? Better relationship between them. So I will add more. Maksudnya apa? Kalau sebelum ni tidak ada IR, isu tentang dia guna local supplier, dia guna green product, dia ada number one in customers, orang mungkin tak tahu. But bila dah wujud di CSF KPI, dia expose dalam IR, maksudnya semua orang sudah tahu. So in this case, the public would know. The public could be what? Consumer or supplier. Supplier tahu benda ni, dia kata, oh, kalau supplier dengar cerita ni, will they be happy or not happy? Kenapa?
Maksud saya dia current supplier ke supplier lain in general?
Okay, good my dear. So we know that farmers market engage with what? Engage dengan organic supplier, organic grower, betul? Nombor organic grower tak banyak, satu. Organic grower senang tak senang jual barang dia ke supermarket? Sebab mahal. Senang tak senang?
Tak senang.
Tak senang. So kalau organic farmer nampak IR report from FM dia beli barang organic product and dia pakai apa? Ethical sourcing, dia pakai apa? Fair trade. So kalau I jual barang I tak rugi. Nampak tak dapat? Secara tiba-tiba dia akan dapat lebih banyak supplier. Does it add value to the business? Continuity of product. Siapa tak faham? Okay, tak apa. And then consumer juga. Kan? Ada yang green consumer dia beli tempat-tempat lain kan. Dia tengok ni, oh, kedai ni dia jual ni ya, macam ni. Oh, maybe yang current green consumer yang tak tahu tentang kewujudan FM boleh pergi ke FM sebab apa? Dia nampak because it's been disclosed. Again, better relationship, adding value, more sales. In this case, better supply chain from the supplier and then better engagement dengan customer. Soalan? Sila tanya soalan. Did I relate to CSF, KPI and IR? Did I use textbook answers? Apa masalah sekarang? Apa yang tak faham?
So kiranya kan dia kena relate from CSF sampai nak IR tu kan. Tapi in case macam saya cakap tadi, kita explain, kita CSR. Lepas tu tapi dekat KPI tak dapat explain. So dekat IR tu probably boleh kot.
Dekat IR letakkanlah you punya CSF, masalahnya.
Oh, dia akan jadi separate dah. Dia tak akan jadi macam chain dah lah.
Dia different. Tiga slide. So cakaplah IR. In this case, maybe the IR could include other information such as the number of organic product we are going to sell. We are going to increase the number of organic product in the company. That is our CSF. Maybe that particular point should be included inside the social capital. Dah stop.
Faham? Kita boleh explain ide dalam CSF ataupun dalam KPI.
Yes.
Dekat IR tu. Alright.
Yeah. Sebab IR is what? To expose and communicate to the stakeholders. Kan tu definition dia. Sekarang ni duduk baca, you hafal je kan, tak faham. Ini application. Kalau keluar, free je kosong kan? Tapi kalau keluar, dapatlah 3 markah. Define tu tak betul. Ezrin, Camelia, macam? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Betul ke ni?
Betul.
Siapa tak
Dah
faham?
faham.
Dah faham. Okay. Ada soalan lagi tak? Come on, sila tanya.
Sir.
Yep, siapa ni?
Syazim. Dengar tak?
Dengar. Gelap.
Okay, sir. Saya pakai handphone, laptop saya hang lah.
Dah semalam?
Sorry. Tak ada lah pagi tadi.
Okay.
Tak ada lah. Okay. Macam ni, saya dengar pasal saya explain pasal IR kan. CSF dengan KPI tu saya pun nampak macam kalau in other words lah kan, kita nak explain macam maybe macam vision and mission sebab KPI tu way to achieve CSF kan. Macam lebih kurang macam tu lah. In other words lah kan. So yang IR tu sebenarnya macam saya confused sikit macam mana nak apply the 6 capital tu sebab macam kalau kita baca saya pun just macam hafal that 6 capital tu. Lepas tu macam bila tengok macam tulis dalam jawapan just state je yang macam yang ni masuk bawah capital ni. Itu je. Lepas tu bawah tu macam explain impact dia. Itulah macam sebelum ni saya tak faham macam mana nak apply masuk dalam 6 capital tu lah. Macam tu lah kira macam state je masuk situ lah.
So now?
Kira dia macam itulah yakin sikit lah untuk nak untuk apply. Yelah tapi sebab takut macam salah classify tu macam saya cakap kena reverse balik tak tahu masuk capital mana satu.
Tak bagi tahu tips kan?
Yalah.
Okay lah. Kalau nak berjahat senang je. Put this CSF on having more organic product in one of the 6 capital. Stop. Dah selamat kau. Tak apa lah, kau tak kerti. Tipu lah sikit kan. Impact dia apa? Impact dia what? Customer or supplier will have better engagement and they will come to the company and get more profit. Tu je. Simple.
Alright, sir. Thank you.
No problem. I boleh bagi jawapan yang cantik dan kurang cantik. No problem. You nak jawapan salah, you buat sendiri. Soalan?
Sir. Kalau ni saya nak cuba bagi contoh. Contoh CSF. Contoh CSF boleh ke kalau buat yang dia punya critical success factor tu yang dia buat shareholder dibayar dividen mengikut berapa banyak dia spend. tu boleh buat dia punya critical success factor?
Itu memang prinsip koperasi kan? Adakah benda baru?
Tak.
Ha.
Tapi tu bukan kira dia punya CSF lah kan? Macam KPI tu boleh letak the number of
No.
customers.
Kalau you buat macam tu, how does that contribute you to getting more sales? Tu je cakap saya.
Customer akan lagi banyak beli sebab dia lagi banyak dia beli, lagi banyak dividen dia dapat.
Are you sure? Kau itu anggapan you saja.
Dia ada state dalam tu.
Come on lah.
Yeah.
You kena kaji juga tau. Faham? Alright? Don't take the obvious thing ikut cut and paste saja. You kena evaluate more, betul tak betul?
Betul.
Takkanlah kalau I customer, I beli 1 million, I dapat higher dividend. Tak logik lah.
Oh yes. Faham? Okay, thank you sir.
No problem. Lagi? Siapa lagi?
So bila kita bagi macam new CSF untuk dia tu, buat dekat supporting note, kita kena bagi tahu kenapa kita bagi CSF tu ke?
Tak payahlah. Sebab soalan dia kata apa? You bagi CSF untuk create new strategy, tu je.
So just explain the CSF.
To create new strength for the company. And then you next particular slide, you explain how to measure and evaluate that new strength. And the last one, how you disclose this strength in the IR. Senang.
Lepas tu yang food mileage semalam pun boleh jadi CSF lah kan?
Boleh.
Okay.
Reducing food mileage in their store. Itu dia punya CSF, betul. How to KPI? Kira lah sendiri. Kalau tahu kira. Konon-kononnya apa? Getting supplies from more local suppliers than foreign supplier. Itu pun boleh buat ratio kan? Benda baru kan saya cakap ni? Jawapan dia bagi semalam kan? Local and foreign. You jawab kan semalam? Kan? So, semua jawapan you dah ada. I pakai saja. Saya tengah duk marking ni, saya tengok macam orang tak faham soalan. Tu sakit hati tu. Case study tak faham. Dia baca tak faham. Dia ambil exam. Ada bagus tak bagus lah. I suruh buat 4 jam sekarang tu tak? Kalau I suruh buat next month apa jadi? Tak ada repair? Do you agree? Kan? Yang jawab 5-6 ke surat tu, I heran juga 4 jam you buat apa? You tak heran ke? Tak apalah, lama-lama pandai lah. Lama-lama tu bulan berapa pandai? I did say bila dah after mock 1 I no longer nice I nak push you to be the best. So siapa yang tak yakin boleh buat elok, you tahu apa nak buat you know what to do. Jangan sampai terlambat pula. Faham? Okay, soalan lagi? Lagi soalan?
Sir, saya nak try tanya kan macam dekat dalam exhibit kan cakap dia nak jadi energy efficient. Boleh
dia nak jadi kan dia suruh buat?
Dia sudah buat
then?
Tak kira macam nak letak CSF macam letak dia number 1 energy efficient kat Arboria tu. Logik ke? Tak logik? Supermarket.
Tak tahu. You think kalau customer service memang dengar, kalau customer service memang akan ada orang buat survey, tak masalah. Kalau number 1 energy efficient, adakah orang yang buat survey?
Tak ada tu. Alright, okay.
Mungkin one of their CSI kata apa? They want to maintain using energy efficient equipment in the store. Okay lah. So KPI dia apa? Percentage of energy efficient equipment in the store compared to the whole fleet of store. Okay lah. Faham tak faham?
Okay sir, faham.
Tanya. Ada soalan kita?
Kalau soalan macam ni kan, kita katakanlah sebab CSF dengan KPI ni kan relate. Lepas tu kita boleh jawab KPI je, CSF tak jawab langsung. So acceptable ke? Dapat markah ke tak dapat langsung tak?
Setiap kotak markah dia sendiri.
Tapi sebab yang dekat KPI ni kan kena based on CSF. Kalau ikutkan yang se-guide tadi kan. So tak apa tu if that happen.
Asalkan logik tak ada masalah.
Oh, faham. So dia tak rigid pula. Tapi it's better kalau boleh relate.
Ya. Yeah. Mana manusia ni? Where is Madam Afifah? Ada? Kenapa macam nampak tadi? Hilang lah. Is she here? Kejap aja, kejap tak ada. Keep small. Okay, anything more? Syahira? Apa buat? Tidur? Okay, hi Syahira. Okay, never mind. Okay, tak apa. Izati, any question?
Tak ada, sir.
Tak ada. Guys, you ada soalan lagi tak? Sunnah bagi tahu saya, apa masalah soalan ni? This whole case study, apa masalah dia? What is your problem on this case study?
Tak clear pasal requirement. Pasal macam nak buat terus, tak macam full.
So tak faham requirement? Okay, kalau tak faham requirement tak apa. Sudah faham sekarang requirement dia?
Yes.
Okay. So that is why I suruh you terseksa on the weekend. So weekday you learn something. I boleh saja kata buat answer plan je. You buat answer plan bukan buat apa pun, you macam mata kan. Copy, tak cari pun. Biar kotak kosong, right? So bila I explain, you bukan faham supaya tak buat. Ada sebab saya buat ni. Memang memuridkan lah masuk kelas saya. Memang banyak ajar. Faham? So this weekend, I'll give you another one. Soalan apa nak bagi ya? Rasa soalan ni tak pernah tengok lagi. This question ni tak pernah tengok. Sebelum ni bagi soalan yang pernah tengok kan. Maksudnya, you hafal jawapan. Belagak pandai kan. So right now, I akan bagi soalan yang you tak pernah tengok. Fair not? Patut tak patut? Sebab apa? Exam sama lah kan. You tak pernah tengok case study tu. Tetapi requirement dia sama. Tak pasal lagi lah. Tu je lah. Okay. Boleh kita sambung? Boleh Kan nak break dulu? Dah bisu lah. Nak sambung ke nak break? Hello?
Sambung, sir.
Sambung. Thank you, prize winner. Okay, good. Mana dah boleh? Ada tak? Ini kot. Master. Okay, master punya. Master copy. Alright. So, kita nak cover ni sikit je. Tak buat semua. You dah dapat kan? Dah dapat lah. Betul dah ada kan? Ada bagi betul Ada bagi lah. So, remember, whatever I have and what you have, tidak sama. Jeng. Saya punya lebih. You punya kurang. Maksudnya, you kena campur. You kena tambah. You have to add up. Kalau yang warna hijau tu, kalau ada color-color hijau tu, maksudnya, you kosong. So, it means this particular lecture, you have to tengok twice. You have to copy back my answer. Faham? To complete your notes. Dulu I bagi full. So, tak tengok pun. So, tak guna. So, basically, this is actually what? To get your mindset ready for exam. Okay. Know your goals, planning, technique, and to build your confidence. Strategy. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, knowledge one. Kat sini, kita nak cerita apa? The knowledge coverage is what? It's about leadership, governance. So why is leadership and governance dekat-dekat? Sebab leadership is about what? The person who leads the company. To lead the company, it has to be done properly through proper governance. Sebab tu A and B, dia bercantum. Lepas dah ada good governance, good leadership style, the management, dia akan bawa kepada good strategy development. You develop the right strategy, you follow the right strategic choice, and then when you develop the strategy, you must be mindful of the risk involved. Lepas tu, from the risk, you kena pecahkan balik. Risk dia pertaining to what? IT, internal control, finance and innovation. Itulah syllabus SBL. And of course, dia accompanied with your professional skills. Tak cukup sebab ada 4. Kena 5 untuknya. Tipu je. Oh, kat sini lagi kena main-main. Skill lah. So again, the diagram illustrates the flow and links between the main capabilities of the syllabus and should be used as an aid in planning, teaching and learning in a structured way. Sebelum ni kita belajar pakai textbook, right? Textbook dipakai by topic, betul tak? Itu mengarut. Tapi kita kena belajar smaller scale. But now, kita dah suruh combine, kita ikut this syllabus. Now, let's go. So in section A, we talk about governance, qualities of leadership and company structure, as well as what? You punya professionalism, code of ethics and public interest. So diagram ni kata apa? So this diagram talks about what? About the top management. Okay, tengok. In the business, we have banyak jenis leadership. Some are actually boss centric, some are subordinate centric. Nampak left and right. So kat bawah dia adalah dia punya characteristics. So how is this going to be used in the exam? You should be able to use this knowledge to identify in the case study, saying that, oh, this company has what? An autocratic point of view. And then cakap, proper or not proper. Itu saja. Dapat markah dah. Yang bagi example lah, kenapa? Kata autocratic kena kat sini lah. Kalau autocratic, this is the trigger. 1, 2, 3. This idea kena wujud in your reason. You faham tak ni? Okay. So kalau kata company tu macam subordinate centric, whatever kan? And then what? Dia kat sini, terbalik. Bagi reason. This is your answer. Jawapannya kat sini tau. Itu identify, you bagi reason. Next one, a common issue or I say a common question for governance, culture and leadership is mismatch. Kalau mismatch ni kita dah nampak soalan dia dalam soalan apa tu? Frigate. Kalau ingat lagi. Ingat tak frigate? Tengok mata pun tengok liar kiri kanan. Apa benda frigate tu? Ya Allah, takutnya. Irina Rosli, ingat tak frigate? Bukan Colgate Ya. Awal-awal chapter 1 You must also identify the current situation in the company in terms of management style, okay, governance style or culture style. And then kalau perlu, you need to also evaluate whether or not that style is matching the current industry. Okay, ini bukan first time saya cakap. Let's say kalau CEO dia adalah IT engineer. Okay. So IT engineer, dia punya management style, dia suka apa? Dia suka buat macam dia suka buat innovation on IT machine. Kan? Tetapi kalau CEO dia IT engineer, CEO dia punya industri adalah tourism. Kenal tak kenal culture tu? Kalau tourism is going to be what? Boss centric ke subordinate centric?
Subordinate centric.
Subordinate centric, betul. Sebab apa? Kadang-kadang benda-benda tentang culture here and there kan, apa tu for tourism, the CEO tak tahu. Yang tahu orang yang buat kerja tahu kan? So in this case, kalau the CEO who is IT engineer yang always used to what? Making the decisions, akan berjaya ke tak berjaya that company? There is a mismatch. This is how you use this particular diagram. Siapa tak faham? Okay, tengok. So very important you kena tahu, kalau use of authority, manager makes decision. Manager sells ideas. Manager present idea and invite question. Ini dah 2+1 dah. Faham tak? Okay. Kat sini, manager let the subordinate do whatever they want. Nampak tak? Manager buat diam je. Beza. So some companies require this kind of treatment in their culture of business. Your job is to find out sesuai tak sesuai. Kalau tak sesuai, you have to give what? Kalau tak sesuai, you kena buat apa? Dah lupa lah.
Recommendation ya,
yeah, give recommendation. Betul. You suka buat tu kan. Bila dapat soalan you tak faham, you bagi recommendation. Tak minta pun. Analyze. The company should do this. Ya Allah, bila minta ni tak tahu lah kan. Next. Lagi. Okay, next page. So these are actually videos on leadership. I assume Sudah tengok. Betul tak betul? Azwa? Dah, betul? Oh, bulan puasa tak boleh tipu tau. Idina Rosli dah tengok belum? Video apa hantar tu? Okay, so this actually is for you. So now, the main theme for the situation revolving on leadership will be a mismatch. Yang hijau ni tak wujud dalam JP Notes. Careful lah. This one in green is not there inside your notes, tapi kosong. So you dapat notes tu, tengok balik video ni, tambah inside your notes. Okay. Ada theories on leadership which will be covered in the exam. Kat sini. Sila tengok sendiri. Bukan bekerja saya. But these are all broad forward knowledge. Betul tak betul? Theory X, theory Y. Managerial grade. You belajar kan? Betul tak? FAB dulu kan? Betul tak betul? Hafal je kan? Tapi tak faham. Ni video dah ada. Sila tengok. Now, the lists are not exhaustive. There is no need to memorize. Okay? You only have to have a brief understanding on what? When they are used and how they work. We must focus on application. Takut sedang kata apa? McGregor. Siapa itu McGregor? Pula dah. Star Wars. Okay. Lepas tu, Theory X. Kata apa? 1, 2, 3, 4. Y kata apa? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kalau exam, evaluate the leadership style. Apa benda awak cari? Nak pakai model apa? Sebab you tak faham, you hafal. Be careful lah. Ini warning ya, kata tahu. And then another important thing, ini keluar exam dah itu. Dia keluar yang masa I'm not sure, masa audit tu ke, masa audit company ke, masa zoo tu. There was one issue about audit company. They merge. Okay, I rasa ni resistance to change. Okay, change management style lah. How to handle resistance to change. Sebenarnya inilah kerja hidup buat sekarang. Nak suruh orang study kan? Tak nak study kan? Nak suruh buat tutor, dia malas. So, I suruh buat kerja on weekend. How to handle sebenarnya. So, basically, when we make a decision as a management, kita akan bagi arahan. Staff akan dengar. Staff akan buat dua benda je. They will comply or they will resist. Do you agree? Sama je lah. Nak buat kelas tak? Buat kelas weekend boleh tak? Tak boleh sir. Boleh tak buat weekday? Tak fikir dah. Dia tak nak sebenarnya. Saya tahu. Resistant right? So, I buat apa? Tak pakai apa sebenarnya? What do I use? Guys? What do I use?
Undi. Vote.
I vote lah. Tak. From here. This 5.
Coercion.
Yeah, my favourite last sekali. I use 2. First, I will say communication. I will educate. Communication is what? Vote lah kan? I cakap, look, masa tak cukup, you tak buat sekarang, you nak buat bila? Dan sebabnya kata weekend and morning, sebab weekend, you tak ada kelas. Morning, you baru makan. Sahur. So, ada time and tenaga. Kalau you buat petang, weekday, pukul 2 katakan. 2 sampai 6. Dah nak buka puasa. Penat. Nak pergi bazar lagi kan? Distracted. Panas. Itu sebabnya. Tak boleh dengar juga. I pergi coercion. Nak repeat paper ke tak? Tu je. So what I'm doing is what? Trying to reduce your resistance to my change style. Does it make sense? Alright. So in the exam, dia keluar ke ni? Tak. Dia tanya, how to improve the situation when they merge together. Jawapan you. Two entity, they merge together, right? How to, itulah. Jawapan you senang. Kan? Kalau nak cerita kalau kahwin merge together ada resistance, itu jawab sendiri. I tak tahu. Be creative. I cannot do that. Education, communication, explain detail why change is necessary to win people. Betul lah. Nombor 2, collaboration, bring together in the process of managing it. I pun buat collaboration. I buat apa? I panggil the previous semester student datang cerita. Betul tak tu? I collaborate with a third party. Kalau ingat lah. Dah lupa lah kan? I tanya baru ni semua busy. Tak mau datang. Tak sudi. Tak tahu siapa. Your senior juga tu. Kawan je lah kan? Okay. And then what? Intervention. Ini tak cukup. Intervention selalunya patut saya. I tak boleh buat. Because you are in my class, I cannot do intervention. Tetapi kalau kelas orang lain, I boleh buat intervention. Kalau lecturer tu pandai. I used to do this, you know. Last time bila test 2 I teruk, I panggil Prof Mahfuzah masuk kelas. So dia masuk kelas Prof, sila marah student saya. Dia orang malas. Dia buatlah 1 jam. Dia bancuh betul-betul. So in my class, tak ada kan. She's no longer there. So you ada I. Nasib lah kau. So The number 3 tak berjaya sangat lah. Number 4, tak berkesan. Sebab apa? You kan orang hebat. Datang kelas tau, tak datang kelas kau kena. Okay, siapa aku? Aku tak kelas, tak kelas. What can you do to me? Betul tak? Kat rumah kan? Betul tak? Buat alasan. So sakit perut, so tak nak line, so power failure. How would I know? I cannot do anything. Number 4. But what I can do is number 5. Sebab apa? I ada evidence. I beritahu, you tak buat macam ni, ini akan jadi. Dah tunjuk pun kan hari tu kan, last week. You see your future kan? Your senior tu, apa dia orang buat or apa dia orang tak buat adalah benda you sedang buat sekarang. Do you agree? Hello? Lupa lah. Alright. So what's here? Okay. So communication is what? Example lah. Example communication lah. Ini real life situation. Government decided to implement strategy to communicate and to reduce the resistance from public. Okay. Isu dia mungkin what? Isu dia mungkin on COVID. Kena beritahu how and why. Done by having roadshows about dangers of COVID-19. They also mostly make advertisement through TVs and radios to inform public on the importance of following SOP. In the exam, inilah cara you kena jawab. I explain the what and the how. Betul tak betul? Is this not step 1, step 2, step 3? Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, sila respon. I cakap seorang kan ni sekarang ni? Ya Allah, sedihnya. Kan?
Yes, betul.
Ya, betul. Ada betul. Tak tahulah. Tak apa, saya sambung lagi. Next, we talk about culture and leadership. What is culture? Basically, what analysis of what it compares the paradigm assumption of the company's culture with physical manifestation. Okay. Culture senang je. Culture is what? The way we do things here. The culture of SBR class tak sama. Itu tak betul. One class to another class tak sama. Culture of my class is what? You buat sehabis-habis boleh buat awal semester. Hujung semester, kita relax. Itu my culture. The culture of any other lecturers for any other subject, awal semester, dia relax. Nak hujung, baru dia buat laju-laju. Setuju tak? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Betul Okay. That is what your other lecturers are doing right for other subject. Betul tak? So my culture is totally different. Sebab tu dia orang gila. So dia orang takut dengan I. Betul tak? So dia kata, oh silibus panjang tak habis lagi. I gelak. I dah habis 2 bulan dah silibus. Tengah-tengah semua. Tu I cakap lah. Dia tanya, kenapa you boleh buat macam tu? Sebab I tak lemak macam you all. I jahat. That's why they do not like to ask me question. Kena ketuk je. Faham? So the culture means what? How we do things around here. So that is why some of my peers, I mean my friends who are teaching other subject, dia cakap apa? Cik Anwar, kalau I dapat student you, I seronok, I lega. Sebab apa? My student dah train. Dia akan buat kerja dulu. Senang cakap dia orang. Sebut dia buat. Kalau student orang lain kan, sebut tak ingat, dia tak nak buat. Because my student are well trained. So now depending lah, you all ni jenis apa ni? Faham? Okay. So, I takut nak terima student lecturer lain. Tapi lecturer lain suka ambil student I. Pelik tak? Funny ini true culture. This is culture of Intech. Sorry, IPAC last time lah. The professional program, if they get my student, dia tanya lah, Cik Noh, ni student you ke ni? Patutlah, senang aja I. Dia cakap, I dapat komen from Teti, Sita, Nick. Senang aja. Dia cakap, dia orang buat. Kalau tidak, nak kena apa? Nak kena apa? Balun ke? Belai, kena belai. Kena buat tak? Ini tak? Ya Allah, termuntah aku. Tak payah. Ni Hamzah gelak lah. Jangan gelak-gelak. Hang pun sama juga. 2 kali 5. Okay, I sambung. So, the culture is unique because they are going to help you assess the culture of a company. Dia bagi physical manifestation. Bukan nampak, bukan dengar saja, tapi nampak. Because culture is invisible. Betul tak betul? Kan? Kita tak nampak. Tetapi, culture web, dia bagi tunjuk cara visual kalau boleh. Dia dapat item on stories, symbols, power structure, organization structure, control system, ritual and the paradigm. What is stories? Well, basically stories is about what? No. I start senang dulu. Mana senang? Symbol, correct. Symbol could be what? Physical representation of a particular representing the company. So, contoh simbol apa? Normal what? Ada kereta company car yang besar. Big office. Ataupun uniform. Another one yang not so tangible apa? Title. Director. Senior management. Professor. Doktor. Datuk. Itu pun simbol kan? Datuk, you boleh nampak Datuk? Simbol dia. Tak nampak kan? Kalau orang tu jalan tengah jalan, you tahu ke dia title Datuk? Adakah kat atas dia ada apa? Ada petunjuk. Datuk jalan. Teng. Tak ada kan? Tak ada. Betul tak? Itu pun simbol juga kan? Invisible, isn't it? Another one what? Ada apa? Ada PA yang cantik. Faham tak? Beautiful secretary. Itu pun simbol juga. Jangan dapat apa secretary macam apa? Kak Ros tu kan? Nyampah kan? Betul tak? Do you understand symbol right now, guys? Now, it's actually power structure. Ini orang confused, I don't know why. Power structure is about what? Who has the power in the organization to make decision. Remember, power does not talk about legitimate power. Sometimes you ada 80% control of the company, tetapi you tidak ada power sebab selalu kalah vote. Ataupun you punya idea selalu kena tembak oleh orang lain. Maksudnya, power dekat orang lain. Example kita bagi apa? Rosmah dengan Najib lah. Soalannya, which one is the Prime Minister? Adam jawab.
Najib lah, Dato' Najib.
Sure.
Tapi control by his
power kat orang lain kan? Okay, do you understand my concept? Minta maaf lah, I have to go political because memang kena. Sebab kita punya soalan, kita ada pastel kan? So, kalau I cerita benda-benda yang apa tu, 18XX ke, 18SG ke, jangan menangis pula. Boleh? Semua dah cukup umur kan? Betul tak? Okay. You now understand about power structure. They can go give you what information like what? The company shareholding, voting rights, power, seniority. Faham tak? Okay. Next one. Company structure. Ini nak tahu company tu formalized or non-formal company. Formalized company maksudnya apa? Dia ada organization chart. This chart will say who reports to who and their own function. Satu orang kerja itu sahaja. It's very organized. So, formal. Another type of company is what? Very informal. Dia tidak ada chart ataupun walaupun ada chart tapi tak ikut. Satu orang buat semua kerja. So, how do I know the difference? Kalau formalized, I would say manufacturing company formalized. You ada production, engineering, marketing. Do you agree? Non-formal, kita ada apa? Orang seperti wedding planner. Dia semua boleh buat. Ataupun, apa lagi tu? Event management company. Semua dia buat. Faham tak faham ni? Alright, so you kena tahu different. So again, once you have this, you can evaluate. Oh, this company is manufacturing, tetapi dia punya organisation chart tak berapa proper lah. Is that a plus or minus?
Minus.
Minus. What do you do? What do you tell them to do? How to improve? Okay.
Recommend ni apa ni?
Apa dia? Apalah. Okay. You faham sekarang?
Right.
This is how we use this particular theory. Next one, control system. Whether or not the company has an effective control system to reward and punish people for their performance. Example control system apa dia? Performance appraisal. Betul tak betul? Untuk bagi tahu bonus ataupun increment. Kan? Apa? Punch card system for attendance purposes. Betul? Okay. KPI production. These are all control measures. Kena buktikan ada tak ada dan apa implication dia. Kalau dia punya control measures tak sesuai ataupun appraisal tak sesuai, then it's a weakness. Appraisal must be there to motivate staff to work better. Tapi kalau appraisal ada yang tidak boleh dicapai, then people are not motivated. Do you understand? Next is what? Ritual. Something they do routinely in the company. So, I bagi example apa? mungkin morning meeting, every day, daily meeting. I don't know lah nanti nak kerja kat mana, tak tahu. Some company dia ada morning meeting, some ada weekly meeting, some company no meeting at all, lagi best. Yang no meeting tu selalunya budak-budak macam you all lah. Di meeting macam mana? Through WhatsApp. Tunggu langgar semua. Lepas cakap, itulah I tanya mesej tak jawab. Wah, kawan tu sebelah dia je. Kawan tu duduk sebelah dia. Tapi dia mesej tak jawab mesej dalam WhatsApp. Tu complain. Bodoh tak? Kan? Another one is what? Kalau Japanese company, they have morning routine on morning exercise. Ingat lagi tak saya cerita ni? So again, this ritual, when does it come out? Well, you can cakap, this routine ni masih boleh pakai tak boleh pakai? Example, sekarang ni kat Jepun, morning exercise kan, masih boleh dibuat tak? Sebab apa? COVID right? Nampak tak? Kalau sesuai tak apa, tak sesuai cakap lah. Kenapa? You understand? And then lastly, what? Stories. Ini not so easy. It's about what you tell the public about the company. Or a newcomer. So ini susah cari. And then paradigm is basically what? Kewujudan semua elemen ni dalam case study. Tu je. Pun susah nak buat. Kalau keluar in the exam, I don't think they will come out all elements. Dia keluar 4 atau 5 sahaja. You should be able to score some marks. Okay. Kalau stories and paradigm tak boleh buat, tolong jangan buat. Dia takkan tulis evaluate the culture of the company on stories, on paradigm, on symbols, on structure. No. Itu zaman P3. Zaman SBL, evaluate the culture of the company. Takat tu je. Tapi you dengar, evaluate culture of the company, you nak pakai culture web. Be very careful. Mungkin tak perlu. Jawapannya adalah case study. Okay. There was one exam, dia kata apa? Evaluate the appropriateness of the culture of the company. Student jawab pakai culture web. Kosong markah. Markah 2 je. Dia kena jawab apa? Sekarang dia audit firm. Okay. Dia kata apa? Dia tutup, sekarang di manufacturing. Dia tutup manufacturing, dia pergi kepada service. Soalan dia, evaluate the effectiveness of the current culture. Itu je. Cakap lah. Dulu apa? Dulu manufacturing, very rigid. Now, service, more open-ended. Itu je basic dia. Itu jawapan dia. Tapi, student cuba letakkan all these element, dapat kosong. Sebab dia tak terpakai. Remember, be careful lah. But, the question that covers cultural web ada dalam specimen 3. Kita dah cover kan? Betul tak? You still remember? Hello? Dah. So, there should be no issue. I dah cover soal ni. So far, so good? So, what is this? So, sometimes you tak tahu cultural web nak pakai kat mana. So, ini adalah example of items you can find within cultural web. Tengok dia punya item tu. Yang belah kanan ni is what? You have to understand, before cultural web wujud, ada theory on culture by Shin, by Handy. Ada ramai. So, sebenarnya cultural web ni, dia ambil orang punya teori, dia olah baru, dia buat facelift, and right now you ada 7 element. Dulu ada 3 element je. Zaman dulu saya belajar, 3 saja belajar. 3 element. Tak payah hafal pun, dah tahu 3. 1, 2, 3. Sekarang ada 7. Sakit kau. Kejam kan? Faham tak? Benda sama saja. Dia ada same thing. Maksudnya apa? Some people they got so much time in their hand, tak tahu apa nak buat, dia buat teori baru, then you all the new student sakit kepala. Zaman saya pastel, I ada apa? PEST saja zaman saya. Cukup. Dah boleh habis exam dah. You kena buat EL pun tak faham. Masuk emergency leave. EL. Are you okay? Do I need to explain this one? Tak payah. This one you can read on your own. I just cover what's important. So far, cultural web, do you understand when to use, how to use, how will it come in the exam? Alright, ini kena ingat, because when I do discussion, I tak buat theory based. I buat discussion and exam style. Discussion, exam style. To prepare you for the exam, mindset. Kalau tidak, you go back to your teaching phase. Teaching phase, you start dengan kelas MA. Okay? So, sample from specimen 3. There you go. Soalan 3 je, apa? Tak ingat. Okay. An analysis of the current culture of the company and assessment of how the culture may need to change to align with the new strategic aim of a venture capitalist and external shareholder. Is it in line to my discussion tadi? Tengok sekarang dia buat apa. And then ada perubahan. What is to be changed? This is how culture will be asked in the exam. Bukan benda baru lah. I dah explain lah. This is to prove again apa saya cakap. Tadi verbal. Now I show you. So examination report kata apa? Tolong baca examination report. You tak baca. I tahu tak baca. Let me see. Apa ni? Okay. Required part C, an analysis of the current culture and an assessment on how the culture may need to change to align with the new strategy aim of venture capitalists and external shareholders. Many candidates only focus on current culture and fail to gain marks that were available to explain impact of the changes to the future culture of the business. Although the question did not require the use of cultural web, candidates who use this as a framework found it helpful to get more marks. Nampak tak nampak? Dia baca soalan tak betul. Ataupun dia baca soalan, dia jawab setengah pada requirement. Do you understand? So these are all the mistakes done by the previous student. But dia beritahu apa? Currently apa masalah dia? Apa dia buat? Currently apa dia buat? In the new situation, apa kekurangannya? Last one, what must you do to change? 3 step. Betul tak betul? Identify, impact and recommendation. Is it the same? The 3 step? Betul lah. Tak ada beza pun. But student akan buat apa? Dia identify saja. Habis. Dia stop. Why? I don't know. Do you understand? Okay ya? Next. Leadership and ethics. So ethics is about what? Doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So it is very subjective. I have to remind you again. When we do ethics question, remember, you are the consultant. You are here to evaluate. You are not here to judge people. You are not the judge, jury or the executioner. So the words you use must be proper. Okay? Seemed, seems as, maybe, could be. Jangan is, will, tak boleh. Wrong words can kill you. So under Takas 5, there are 5 different questions. There is two. We have to evaluate whether or not that decision could be considered as profitable to the shareholders. Kalau dia buat benda tu, shareholder dapat more money, then plus. Next one. Is the action legal? According to the law, legal not legal. And then what? Is it fair? Adakah semua orang buat benda tu? I mean, is all of the are all of the players in the industry affected the same way or acting the same way? And then impact or right, is it right on other stakeholders? Okay, apa lagi dia buat? And then impact on the environment. Kita cover soalan ni dalam workbook kot. Apa? Soalan apa? TQM apa? Yang pharmacy. Ingat tak? Ingat tak? Adam tak tahu pun lah. Benda ni apa ni? Ya Allah. Farina, ingat tak?
Tak ingat sangat.
Tak ingat. Sebab tu namanya revision. Siapa ingat? Ada kan kita buat soalan ni? Soalan apa? Pharmaceutical company. Company buat ubat tapi dia tak bayar tax. And then soalan tanya, ethical not to pay tax. Ingat tak kes tu? You tak tahu nama tak apa. At least tahu tak cerita dia?
Ingat, sir.
Okay, tak apa. Alhamdulillah ada seorang ingat. Okay. So tak ingat apa nak buat? Tengok balik. Visit the particular case study. These are actually articles regarding this particular topic. Dah baca belum? I don't know. They give you example. They give you 2 example. I mean 2 ways of evaluating ethical decision. Dia bagi 2. One is what? Takas. The other is what? Is triple bottom ke? Triple bottom method. Sila tengok artikel. Dia bagi mini case study to understand. Selalunya kalau ada mini case study, case tu lah keluar exam nanti. So that's why you kena tengok dia punya artikel. Very careful lah. Next is your fundamental ethical principle. Semua dah pandai. We talk about your competence, integrity, professional behavior, confidentiality, and objectivity. But I do find out that some students says what? Sir, point ni macam sama je, one to one, betul tak? Sama ada nampak macam nak serupa, betul? Kan? So I'm not sure how to do this. So let me try to make it easier. Kalau confidentiality, we talk about what? Secret. Rahsia tak boleh bagi tahu kat orang. Itu je. If anything about secret, kat sini. So when we talk about data protection issue, ini cerita dia. I try to relate to the case. And then integrity what? Straightforward. Means what? To be honest. Honesty. Statement must be true and fair. Honesty, integrity. Apa lagi? Professional behavior. Must what? Comply with the law. Okay. So comply with the law means what? Kalau kita kata apa? Advocating paying bribes. Does it comply to the law? No kan? Soalan apa? Soalan sisi. Memang tak? Hardship bonus. Patutnya behavior. And then objectivity should not compromise professional judgment due to conflict of interest. Ingat tak cerita ni? Ini apa? Brother-in-law. I trust. Betul tak betul? Okay. Lastly, competence. Duty to obtain and maintain the level of skills. Dia bagi advice yang salah. Okay. Orang kata apa? The company must upgrade dia punya apa? Dia punya IT system. Jawab apa dia? Tak payah berapa mahal. Dah ada cukup dah. Itu tak gunakan professional competence and due care. So again, I will not read this one to you. Tetapi I beritahu keyword and how you find them in the case study. Do you understand? Alright. Kalau you baca soalan Ona, Oceana yang kapal terbang tu, dia kata apa? The $1 million bribe kan? Kat mana tu? The 1 million apa? Facilitation fee. Di mana patutnya?
Professional behavior?
Yes. It could infringe the professional behavior of the management because it could be seen as a bribe. Tu je. Habis. Free mark for you. Pitco senang. Senang pakai. Tetapi jangan you relate dengan apa tu ethical threat. Jadi lain nanti. Ingat tak? Okay. You patut letak tentang apa? Biasness, objectivity. You pakai apa? Familiarity threat. Goodbye. Because why? Family member. Betul tak? Sebab you were not thinking. You nampak family. Oh family habis. Nanti happy family repeater sama-sama. Happy family. Janganlah. Don't want. Kita nak apa? Happy family semua pass. So please remember. How to tackle ethics related tasks. Many people tak boleh buat etik. Betul tak? Dia tak faham. Okay. So here I bagi tahu step by step how to do. Sila dengar. Tak mau dengar baca sendirilah. Okay. In this SBL exam, you may be presented with a scenario containing an array of details of which much of its potential relevant. While it is not possible to identify definitely the types of ethical requirements that you may encounter, you may be faced with requirements which ask you to do this. In the exam, you takkan tahu which element akan keluar. Tapi you kena cari apa yang tak kena, tu je. Analyze the ethical implication of a proposed strategy or course of action set out in the examination information and exhibit. Ini memang sebiji macam FM, betul tak? The proposal from Gary, apa impact dia? Ethical issue, betul? Analyze. Ataupun make recommendation concerning how to address this issue. So far, soalan SCC tak tanya. Dia tanya what's the issue and the impact to the company. Dia tak pernah minta you bagi recommendation. Salahkah kalau diminta? Hello?
Tak salah.
Tak salah kan? So maybe this Sunday I bagi one question. Pakai soalan tu nak? Soalan ethics dia minta recommendation. Nak? Tak nak buat mah. Soalan SCC tak keluar. Soalan SCC dia identify and beritahu apa impact je. Dia tak beritahu minta recommendation. Should I use that question? Oh lama. Tak jawab.
Yes.
Oh yeah, jangan seorang je. Orang tak buat. Senyum. Macam mana ni? Kenapa hari ni apa? Farah Sofia senyum terlebih ni? Don't know why. Happy eh. Tak apalah. At least dia senyum, I pun hati senang lah kan. Sebab susah tengok dia senyum. Next. make recommendation concerning how to address the ethical issues that you identified. When faced with question featuring ethical conflicts, you may find it helpful to adopt the following approach. Dengar, kalau jumpa konflik, ingat ni. Read the relevant task information or exhibit to identify the ethical issues currently facing on the proposed action. And then what? Strategy and the impact that may have the stakeholders group specified in the scenario, such as employees or customer. Tengok apa ya. Next one, make use of appropriate ethical guidelines or draw upon the scenario information. Ini maksudnya apa? The step 3 tu, you boleh pakai PIPCO ataupun TAKUS 5 atau lain-lain. Tetapi kalau you tahu cara saya, I use what? I draw upon the scenario to find out what is wrong with the proposal. And then how they can give rise to conflict of interest and contradict the company's code of ethics. How they contradict the company's code of ethics? Kita jumpa dalam FM. Dia kata apa? Kita propose ada sistem ni, orang akan membeli secara buta tuli. Tetapi ikut company punya culture, no. Dia tak kena. Code of ethics tak sama. And then make clear and logical appropriate recommendation. Inilah challenge yang paling tak tahan aku. Okay. Make clear, logical and appropriate recommendation. It's important that any recommendation you make could be implemented in reality. Faham? Bukan hanya dalam kepala otak you. By the management. Ada feature entity. Feature entity. Case tadi pasal apa? Kilang roti, you jawab apa? Boleh sir. This particular step kita buat dalam dalam audit firm. Ya Allah, sama ke? Manufacturing punya action you samakan dengan audit firm punya action. Boleh ke? Tak logik kan? Faham tak? So, making inconsistent or unrealistic information will undermine the quality of the answer. Dapat kat saya kosongkan sajalah. Saya tanya, ini mana datang? Ataupun very creative. Do you understand? Ini step dia. Jangan cakap, no more after today. Sir, saya tak tahu macam mana jawab ethics. You bacalah ini. Kalau tak faham juga, macam mana? You belajar English dah jawab apa? Kan? Are you telling me that you can read English but you don't understand English? Betul ke? If there is a problem, memang kena drop tu HCA, bukan SBL. Next one, justify recommendation in a practical business and ethical terms. Okay, as with all scenario-based question, there is likely more than one acceptable answer. Maksudnya apa? Kalau kita cakap, oh sir, ini I nak pakai integrity boleh tak? Sir, ini I nak pakai objectivity betul tak? Boleh. Ikut suka kau lah. Jangan cantum. Faham? Because ethics is very what? Very vague. Faham tak? You choose. Kalau you kata, you cakap ini objectivity and you bagi justification. Kalau you kata apa? Confidentiality and dia bagi justification. Dua-dua correct marks. Jangan takut. So that's why when you read the solution, you takut. Kenapa dia fikir macam tu lah? I fikir macam lain. Pasal tak? Okay. So that's when you need my help. Tanya balik. Sir, jawapannya dia pakai integrity. I pakai objectivity. Salah tak salah? Then I listen to your justification. I'll tell you, yes, your answer is acceptable. Sebab tu in SBL, you perlukan trainer. Bukan dengar orang bagi lecture. Faham? I train you. You buat kerja, I beritahu betul tak betul. Kau dengar je. Dengar lah kau betul kan? Okay. And marks will depend on how well the case is argued. Rather than just getting the right answer. It is important to note that guidance provided above is only intended to provide you with a start for point for considering ethical conflicts and interests that may appear in your SBL exam. You need to use your own discretion when determining whether or not or all of those listed to be used in your exam. Kenapa I fokus kat sini? Sebab this topic tak keluar last year. Last year tak keluar topik ethics. March pun tak keluar. So, tunggulah kau. Sebab itulah I punya notes ni dia berubah. Kadang-kadang I tambah tolak. Sebab ada sebab. Sebab it's based on apa you encounter in the exam. So this was a question yang keluar in June 2019. Hari puasa. 1 hari sebelum raya. Okay. And we got the lowest passing rate. Bawah passing rate. World rate meningkat. Kat E-Tech turun. Sakit hati aku. Alright. Lawak betul soalan ni. Oh yeah, this question is not published. I repeat, this question is not published. So, tetapi, jeng, saya ada ini soalan. Best tak? I have this question. So it's one good question from ACCA. I ada Q&A dia. Mungkin kita boleh buat practice nanti. Faham? So in this case, tak soalan dah. The reason why student marah, dia kata apa? Sir, sebelum soalan tu kan, dia punya mukadimah punyalah panjang sangat tu. Requirement dia. Let's look at the answer. The question. Dr. John has recently submitted the book on Sumerian civilization and has signed a contract to present TV series about the Sumerians. The book had been reviewed by an external independent expert who has sent a summary of his findings with the full report to follow suit. The company's CEO has forwarded the summary to you as he is very concerned about the issues which has been raised in it. He believes that it is important for the company to maintain a reputation for publishing reliable books and does not want the company to incur inventory cost recalls and bad publicity if subsequently the book has to be withdrawn from sale. Tengok requirement dia. Prepare a memo to the CEO. Discuss, plus minus right? Discuss the commercial and ethical issues. Plus or minus ni? Tak jawab. Ya Allah. Dia suruh cari benda yang bagus tak bagus?
Yang tak bagus tu.
Negatif je lah. Kan? So here ada dua heading. Commercial, ethical. Apa jadi? That semester student tak jawab. So, I jumpa ethical. I tak jumpa commercial. So, I tak tahu beza commercial dan ethical. Lagi best. In the exam, from the exhibit dia bagi, exhibit tu hanya ada ethical issue saja. Ethical sahaja. Commercial issue tidak wujud dalam exhibit langsung. Tidak wujud dalam exhibit. Tapi dia wujud kat mana? Kat sini. Tada. All this cost money, right? Itulah commercial issue. Student tak nampak pasal exam. Dia cari dalam exhibit tak jumpa. Tapi jawapan kat mana? Jawapan dalam mukadimah. That is why the introduction of the requirement is very important because your answer is there. So, I bagi answer plan. Tengok. So, how to cheat the exam? Ini hijau. Tak wujud lah. Dalam jawapan, dalam UP tak ada. Note. You are required to discuss commercial and ethical issues. The problem is that some students may not be able to differentiate them. Okay. Sebab takut lah kan. Ataupun pening kan. So, you can cheat in the exam and still get the marks. How to cheat? Simple. Combine the heading as commercial and ethical issues without separating them. Big heading. Then letak siapa you nak letak. You dapat full mark. That's how you cheat in the exam. Senang ah. Ini bukan benda baru. To reminder, repeaters kena to repeat the situation. So after showing this one, I tunjuklah dia punya answer plan. Okay. Commercial, this side, ethical, the other side. Reputation, kenapa hilang reputation? By reason lah. Demand hilang, kenapa? Possible book recall, cost, kenapa? Negative impact, kenapa? Okay. Not ethical, sebab apa? Misquotation. Not ethical sebab apa? Bias. Not ethical sebab apa? Ada omission. These all belah kanan ni can be related to PIPCO. Tetapi I refuse to use it. I nak cari case study as my point. Okay. Ni apa ni? Oh, jawapan dia. The books may need to be collected back from the bookstore. The cost will have to be absorbed by Five Oaks, the company's name. This will increase the expenditure and thus reduce the company's profitability. Is it not commercial issue? Itulah jawapan untuk ni, book recall. Another one is what? Is on smartware. Sama juga. Dia kata apa? Evaluate the strategic and ethical implication. Nampak tak? Dia suka buat macam tu. Strategic, ethical. Strategic, is it not related to commercial? Money. Benda sama ke? Dua soalan, 2 tahun berbeza. Same thing, right? Tengok, rugi tak buat? I rasa smartware ada bagi video kan, betul tak? Dah. So I tak nak go in detail. Smartware dah bagi video, you kena buat. So next one is about, oh dah. Okay. Governor I stop lah. Sebab right now dah 12:45 dah ni. I stop dah boleh? Can I stop for now? Boleh tak? Boleh?
Boleh, sir.
Boleh, sir.
Okay. Penat kan? Siapa yang penat? Saya penat cakap ni. Any question nak tanya?
Sir, contoh yang command heading tadi tu kan, kiranya waktu dekat answer plan pun kita gabungkan je lah. So nanti
Tak ada masalah. Sebab kita tak terbeza.
kan. Lepas tu bila nak cerita tu cerita je, tak payah sebut oh ni under commercial.
Oh jangan.
Tak payah.
Tak payah. Bunuh diri. Jangan. Ini cara senang untuk markah. Cara senang untuk markah. Because student cakap ikut ni dia orang lebih laju. Kau nak fikir, tak mana nak letak? Opa macam mana nak letak? Tak payahlah. Dia nak tahu you punya answer saja. Alright. Apa lagi? Boleh tak saya spend 5 minit nak cakap benda mengarut? Boleh tak? Tengok muka you all semacam je ni. Okay. Pernah dengar Bitcoin? Pernah dengar Bitcoin?
Nah.
Okay. So, I buat demo. Yalah, you tahu, I suka buat eksperimen kan, kerja bodoh. I sedang melombong. Melombong for free. Apa I buat? Ada tak ada? Let me see. Ya, ada. Ini I buat dalam masa 1 bulan. 1 bulan. 1 bulan, I dah dapat 2 kupang. 1 bulan 2 kupang. Using my computer saja. Okay. I pakai komputer pun mungkin 5 jam, 6 jam sehari. Sebab tu mark paper kan, I just biar dia running. Bila sampai $1, I boleh transfer to my Bitcoin wallet. It's free. Bila pakai komputer saja. It's called passive income. Passive income laju ke slow? Slow lah kan. Tapi sekarang, kalau you ada ni, you boleh cakap kawan-kawan, aku ada Bitcoin. You ada? Best tak? Interesting or not? Saya buat lawak. What do you think?
Menarik, sir.
Menarik. Itu link dia. Try install sekarang kalau nak style. Dapat ada link dia? Dapat link dia? Can you see the link? Up to you. Tidak pesan. Ni just nak try lah. Tak ada masalah. Kan? Sonok kan? Dapat?
Okay. Tak nampak sebab screen saya tak nampak.
Tak nampak. I hantar dalam. Oh silap. I hantar kat. Oh ni lah. Tapi PM ni. Kacau. Sorry. Dah. I bagi dalam chat. You download je lah. Okay. So I tell you how to use lah. Kejap lagi. I tunjuk. You download saja. Ikut suka kau. Dah download nanti. Ini yang on off ni kan. You kena bawa ke maximum. Komputer saya komputer lama. Dia very slow. I do not know how fast or how slow. Sebab tu 2 kupang. Some people can do $1 1 month. I don't know. I tak tahu buat. I tak bayar. Boleh bayar. I tak nak bayar. Okay. Ada yang bayar untuk speed. Bila you install, dia akan masuk off. You buka dia minta you buka basically you are installing one browser, new browser. You buka browser ni, dia cari this particular icon tu, and then pergi ke start maximum. Dia jalan lah. So sampai lah this one. And then kat sini juga you kena masuk you punya account. Make sure you daftar account Gmail you. So that you punya Bitcoin tersimpan, kau tak hilang. Faham? Okay, another one. Kejap nak tunjuk ni. Nak tunjuk benda gila sikit ni. Is it still there? Ada tak? Okay. Kejap. Okay. So nak tunjuk ni So ini adalah you punya Bitcoin wallet. I pakai ini. Sekarang harga 1 Bitcoin 246k. Tak silap saya, dalam seminggu lepas harga dia 270k. Dia very volatile. Faham tak faham? Dangerous. So ini saya punya ni. Ada tak? So what's inside my wallet, ada tak? Kena sign in dulu, kejap. Kejap. Boleh sign tak? Nak tunjuk example. Apa benda saya buat? Terus hilang. Saya tak pandai IT. Sekejap. Kenapa dia hilang? Okay, so I not sure my Bitcoin wallet. Okay. 2 tahun lepas, I punya balance in RM dalam 7,800 saja. Okay, masa tu harga Bitcoin mungkin 40,000 kot satu Bitcoin. Okay, sekarang harga tu sudah menjadi nilai ni. Last week I dapat 16,000. Hari ni I dapat ni. Dangerous tau. Tapi I punya basic tak sampai 1,000 pun. Faham tak faham? Kenapa I buat ni? Nak bagi you faham tentang because Bitcoin is covered inside your syllabus. Betul tak? Kalau cerita saja tak buat, dapat apa? But don't worry, whatever I suruh you buat tu, it cost you no money. No money at all. Tanpa duit. I pun tak tinggal komputer on 24 hours. Tak ada, biar je. I pakai, I nak browse, I nak mark paper, I on. Lepas tutup. 5-6 jam sehari je. Itu pun dapat 2 kupang. Bila sampai $1, I boleh transfer to my wallet. So far my lecture today, which part yang interesting? I sedih tengok you all macam ni kan. Itulah dia. Nampak stres. So nak beritahu apa ni. Today I debrief. Today I buat apa tu? Bitcoin. Today I debrief. Today I buat apa? IRC and I buat Bitcoin. Yeah, it's basically part of the syllabus. Betul tak? So mana yang interesting? Tak respon. Seorang je respon. Okay lah, it's almost 1 o'clock. Saya minta maaf if I take too much of your time because I'm trying to bring you to engage to me. Sebab sekarang IRC you kena buat kerja. Bukan tunggu saya bagi tahu. I'm marking 3 more people lah. Nanti saya akan hantar you penjawapan. I will do a video bagi tahu apa salah, kenapa salah. Faham tak faham? And that video is not going to be a nice video ah. Very nasty one ah. Faham ah? So jangan menangis. Walaupun tak kenal nama you tapi sama juga rasanya. Betul tak? I think the quality is the same. I sudah view pun. Sama je. Malu aku. Boleh ya? So this Sunday buat elok-elok. Jangan risau. This Sunday or Saturday? Tak dengar. You pilih. Communication lah. You pilih ya. Okay. Sunday, I bagi soalan. Tolong buat. Thank you very much. Siapa ada soalan? Sila tanya saya. I can stay for you.
Sir.
Yep.
Nak tanya yang cultural web kan? Kita kena letak impact juga ke tak payah?
Cultural web, you cakap lah. Right now, in terms of power structure, semua power at the current shareholder. Tetapi after listing, then the culture needs to change. Therefore, the current culture is no longer usable in this current setting. Kena bagi impact lah kalau ada changes in situation.
So tengok requirement jugalah.
Yes.
Kalau kata tak perlu, tak payah cerita. Just cerita pasal culture tu je.
Yes.
Alright.
Selalunya kena cerita lah kan. Okay. Thank you. Kau tak ada apa boleh pergi? Ada soalan saya tanya saya. Nak try Bitcoin, just install lah tu. Tak suruh bayar pun. Dia tak minta account pun. Nak install kat phone boleh tapi saya tak tahu. Saya tak pandai. I ada smartphone tapi not very smart. So cannot help you. Sorry. Okay lagi?
Kalau kat phone kena bayar se.
Ya ke? Bayar?
App dia. RM2.50.
Tak apalah. Tak payah. I kan kena good. Accountant tak kena good. Dia cost conscious. Why pay when you get for free, right? Isn't it? Relax lah. Okay. Next. Siapa lagi? Cerita Bitcoin laju je kan? Cerita. Tak apalah. Cerita syllabus senyap semua. Ada soalan kan yang menunggu ni? Kam?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Alright.
Thank you, sir.
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 Saya nak tanya question.
Yep.
DCS juga. Saya tengok dia punya suggested answer untuk audit committee punya part. Tapi saya macam tak agree. Nanti saya share, sir. Dia rasa kan dalam study case ni dia tak ada, dia punya audit committee tak ada satu pun yang ada financial expertise punya background. So dekat sini, first three seems to be no one with any real financial expertise. This means why costs are getting out of control. Audit committee dia responsible untuk control cost ke, manage the cost. Bukan ke dia macam audit je.
Audit committee dia akan tengok apa internal audit buat. Internal audit dia buat cost control, betul tak?
Oh,
okay. So kalau how dia nak, macam mana dia nak evaluate audit, internal audit punya kerja kalau dia tak ada apa knowledge?
Oh, cost tu internal audit yang buat. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, faham. Okay. Faham. Itu je. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you for asking. You can put it in your other words apa. Itu jawapan dia. I rasa you faham jawapan itu. You can use your own answer. Tak ada masalah. Boleh. Sebab yang confirm tak cukup orang and then wrong member. Tu je. Tu je. Simple.
Saya just tak faham kenapa dia control.
Cakap pasal cost control. Now you understand? Okay. No problem.
Lepas tu boleh ke saya dah tandakan saya punya Porter 5 punya jawapan this question?
Hantar.
Saya PM saya.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
Saya nak tanya, kalau yang heading tu kan boleh combine kan? Boleh buat financial and non-financial pun boleh tak?
Boleh. Nak mesti jawapan nanti tak ikut sequence lah. Financial dan macam campur-campur je benda tu. Tak salah, tak berdosa. Go ahead.
Sebab hari tu saya confuse soalan specimen 1 kot. Pasal employees tu. Sebab saya ingat kan financial mula-mula tapi dia non-financial. Memang satu, tapi boleh lah kita.
Boleh, tak apa. Jadi sekarang kita belajar skill lah, skill untuk menipu tapi dapat markah. Okay. So kena ingat apa cakap ni lah. Ni tak betul di exam. Next. Okay. Good, very good.
Sir.
Ya, saya.
Sir, nak tahu apa tu sebab kan semalam kot saya ada bagi artikel bukan artikel lah, motor berita pasal kereta Tesla terbakar tu. Yang tu kan saya macam try fikir juga how to relate to SBL apa semua tu kan, pakai tara apa semua. Saya lost lah sir. Itu yang saya tak tahu macam mana saya fikir, apa yang saya fikir regarding saya tahu just
itu bad reputation lah.
Yalah bad reputation je lah yang saya boleh fikir macam accident nanti apa boleh tarnish image of Tesla lah.
Demand kurang, orang tak beli, share price turun.
Yalah. Dia tak boleh pakai tara ke apa pun kan. Dia just
tara
macam relate.
Tak sesuai.
Kan.
Ini macam ni SWOT pastel boleh.
SWOT pastel. Okay. Alright sir. Faham. Thank you.
No problem. Lagi?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.